leave that area tonight. What more can you tell us?
Have been urged to leave, and indeed they have left. I'm standing outside the famous Tadcaster brewery. It is empty, as are all of the buildings along the high street as far as the bridge. Around 5 o'clock this evening there was a sound of rumbling. The masonry from the bridge began to collapse into the river, and then there was a strong smell of gas. Firefighters have moved everyone back hundreds of yards away from the bridge, fearing the possibility of an explosion. Certainly today was the day that Yorkshire began to count the cost. Today it was supposed to reopen to traffic, the bridge across the River Wharfe in Tadcaster. Instead, weakened by days of torrential waters, it simply collapsed. Across Yorkshire, the damage is done. 3 days after the floodwaters first poured through the front door and her family was forced to flee, Kate today finally came home.
I was not expecting, I'm pretty shocked. The Christmas tree stood.
Mud on the floor, silt in the cupboards, dirty water filling everything that will hold it, and growing a sense of anger.
In 20 years, the flood defences have never let us down, and we've been here for 10. We've never had this problem. We still, on the night that we left, didn't believe that there was going to be this flooding.
Overnight, the flood barrier, which failed on Saturday night, was finally repaired, and with water being pumped from the River Foss, Huntington Road in York finally became a road again. Residents beginning to come back to their homes, trying to salvage what they could of their belongings, doing their best to comfort one another. Roger had no idea what he would find. The sight that first greeted him, his beloved car, waterlogged and written off. Inside his mud-filled home, his feelings finally spilled out.
The Prime Minister said how marvellous the rescue services were. Politicians are using this "aren't our soldiers wonderful" to deflect the fact that they made funding decisions which have led to these areas being, they're hiding as ever behind the firemen, the police and the soldiers.
The floodwaters may have receded in York, but downriver the ooze is still spread across the land, far outside its banks. From above, the view of towns like Selby and Cawood is enough to show that normality will take a long time to return. The homes and businesses here are still very, very vulnerable to any further heavy rainfall. Much of the north is at the mercy of the next storm. That storm could be only hours away. In Lancashire, where it's expected to arrive first, the RAF and the Army are helping provide the front line of fortifications. After what happened in Yorkshire, the question of whether we're ready is impossible to answer. Damon Green, ITV.